Morning. Did you know that the richest soil in the world, which is so heavily desired they actually excavate it and sell it, was actually created by the ancient civilizations using biochar and organic matter? And that's basically it. And what they found is that the difference between using that soil and just regular soil, there was up to 800% increase in crop production and yield. So how do we, one of the things we're doing this year, what I'm going to show you in this video, is just some of the testing. How do we take things like just organic matter, soybeans, grains, corn, how do we take this, mix it with biochars, activate that, and get it to produce its own fertilization, real strong microbial activity, and create amazing soil that produces really wonderful gardens. That's what I'm going to do today. I'll walk you through. I'm just going to show you, take the camera along, some of the testing that we're doing, including for next year. This is not a planned video. Just grab the camera, come along with me, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Hey guys, Doc. I'm out here a little bit early because, and yesterday afternoon, I didn't even want to be out here. It was so hot. And it's going to be hotter today. They say it's going to be 95, which back over in some of these areas over here will probably be 97 here. And then the sun's coming out. It's too hot to work during the day. So, and I know it's 110 where you are. Just a quick update. The lawn is looking really good. Jesse cut it yesterday. We're cutting this every 48 hours at 1/2 inch. Once everything fills in, the little brown from our scalp, we'll put growth regulator on it. The green's looking good. Today though, I'm going to show you a little bit of how I come up with some concepts of things. I've got 27 patents and my mind works differently than most. I'm weird, and I always challenge the normal, and I always want to go more. So there's a certain thing that we're doing back here with some of this HUMICHAR and this organic matter that I don't know that anybody's ever tested before. And really what we're doing is we're going to send it off to Clemson. We're going to have it tested because we're thinking about maybe incorporating it into a new product for next year. But how does each individual type of organic product break down, and what does that actually release into the soil? So what does a soybean break down and what does it release? Now that information is available simply because a lot of your organic fertilizers just crush soybean. But we want to look at wheats, we want to look at grains, we want to look at corn, and we want to look at processed corn, dried corn. So there's a bunch of different things we're playing with back here. Ripping out tomatoes, planting a second season garden. If you just want to stick around and just sort of see what I'm actually doing, and I'm just grab the camera and I'm just taking along with me. This is not a video shoot. I'm just doing stuff as I go along. I'm just recording. If I talk about any products, I'll be talking about the HUMICHAR and the super compost. In the description there's links. The chicken feed links, super juice links down below. There's one link in the description. Takes you over, click subscribe, and like I said, good luck with me making this video. Hold on. Sorry, look at this. So we pulled out the rest of it.
It's so empty now.
Look at this. Is that crazy or what?
Like, I can't even pick up the basket without them spilling everywhere.
Oh my God, the basket's gonna break. My wife's gonna kill me. That's great. Holy cow. So if you didn't see the last video, basically what we did is every year we lose our tomato crops back here about this time of year because of fungus, fungus. And some of it has to do with the fact that you got the house, you got the fence, they don't get air circulation and they don't get early sun. But it's a good producing garden area. So we pulled about 110 pounds of tomatoes out of here, and what we're going to do is we're going to plant a second crop. We're going to come in here, we're going to clean all the fungus in here, we'll clean it all out, but look at the peppers. The peppers all of a sudden just sort of kicked into gear. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I mean, I pulled 3 green peppers out of here last night,
Cool.
and they just sort of kicked into gear. So today we're going to talk about a late season planting. So like a summer planted garden, or you have a garden go bad from a fungus or disease, and you're like, oh man, that's it for my garden. Well, I'm kind of used to this, and we've gotten into this habit of doing 2 gardens, 2 waves of garden. We're back in this corner, and I always have good success with our gardens back here. We've pulled, out of these 2 boxes, we have pulled 110 pounds of tomatoes. But they always get hit by fungus. So what we do is we come out on a really hot day, we strip it all down, we just let it bake for a couple days. So let me show you the steps that I'm doing. Maybe you could pull something from it. Normally, you've seen me this year come over here and create these compost piles, the super compost. I'm going to do something different. I get bored. What am I going to say? I get bored. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create the little compost pile inside the garden beds. So I've already put manure, I've already put the super compost, so let's just recharge it. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put organic matter, HUMICHAR, and then I'm going to spray it with super juice in a micro pack. Put a little bit of dirt on it, come back and do the same thing, do a couple layers of that, and then I'm just going to leave it and let it just absorb and let that digestive process happen for about 5 days and let it all digest. Once that's happened, I'll mix it a little bit. Once I feel that that's over, I'll plant more tomatoes in here. Again, no fertilizers. So let me just show you how I'm doing this real quick. So here's my super juice mix. Warm tap water. Probably 1 cup of super juice. I don't need that much. About a tablespoon or 2 of this Recharge microbial pack. Just put about a cup in here. Not even that. And of course, and I'll just put this into a spray tank, and that's it. This thing is so wonderful. I can't believe I didn't get this 10 years ago. Well, nice thing about this cart is what motivated me to get it was we got an upcoming fishing trip in the fall. And I'm going to convert it to a beach cart, fishing cart. It's perfect for that. But I'll try and find a link for that for you guys too. So anyways, so what I did was I dug these beds out and I made sort of a channel and pushed the dirt all of a side. And I'm going to put chicken feed, HUMICHAR, spray it. And put a little dirt on top, chicken feed, HUMICHAR, spray it. Let it sit for a while, and then I'll come and I'll just lightly mix it up after I know it's been absorbed. I'm just going to leave it. And we'll come out, we'll play with it. We'll take a look at it, see what happens. I've got this chicken feed, HUMICHAR, spray, chicken feed, spray, and now all I'm going to do is just go like this. I'm just going to sort of just mix this a little bit. And just get a little bit of, what I'm doing is I'm bringing in the natural soil microbes that already exist in here to come into this process. And that's what we want to do. We want to use the natural ones. And then I'm just going to cover this up. And now that will go through the digestive process. And after, we'll come out and check it tomorrow, and we'll take the temperature of it to see if it's activating. And then we'll just start rotating it just a little bit. Once it's done digesting, then we'll just turn it all into the soil and we'll be all set to go. This is just kind of a cheat way I'm playing with. Kind of funny. Early in the morning, Linda stays inside, but Fat Dog wants to come with me hunting. I think she missed. There's a cicada around here that she missed. Oh no, it's not a cicada. It's one of these big gnarly bugs. They're cool. And the scientific name for this is a big gnarly bug. God, I think it's so ugly. No. No, ma'am. It is not a cicada. Look at your little paw up. It's not a cicada. You leave that alone. Oh my God. Let's see if I turn my back, what happens? What happens when I turn my back? It's just a bug. Chill the frig out. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just sort of evaluating this. And it's funny. So if you touch this, let's check it, the temperature. Air is 75. Over here, 75. Over here, 75, 76. But if I stick the probe down in here, digestive process is going into play here. So you can see that that's 94. And then if I come over here, all right, so basically most of this soil is 75 to 79. So really all I'm going to do is I'm just going to stir this up, add some oxygen, add some water to it. Just going to sort of turn it. And I'm turning just this spot here. And this has all my HUMICHAR and my organic matter. I'm not worried about out here. This isn't as warm as the other one. So, again, I just don't want to feel anything dry in here. So these particles felt kind of dry. Same with those. So I just want a good level of moisture. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pile these back up, again making sort of that little miniature compost pile. Wow. So I stopped. I took a break to cut the front. I'm soaking wet now. It's 95 degrees in the shade. It's going to be smoking hot today. You can use this super compost in any soil. You can just dig up your ground and mix this in. Mix it, add this super compost to your normal soil. You can go buy bags of just cheap garden bed soil and then add it to that. And that's basically what we did out here. So in this garden, we just bought cheap garden bed soil. We made super compost over in the piles, and then we took it and mixed it into this, and that is what produces all of our nutrients. It also holds a huge amount of microbial activity. The biochar is just simply a miracle worker within HUMICHAR. Now HUMICHAR has 50-50 biochar and humic acid. So you're getting everything that your plants need. I don't understand how plants can survive this, to be honest. It's just shocking. One little tip is if you do have raised beds, normally at this time of day, most people's pepper plants are wilting down from the heat. And what we do is we put a ton of this straw in here, and we've learned to sort of hide the boxes like this from the sunlight, and just to shade the boxes, and then a good heavy coat here to protect the sun from hitting the soil. The problem we've had this year is we've had so much rain. We were planning for a hot dry, and we got just rain after rain after rain. So anyways, I'll do an update video on this in a couple days and show you what this looks like. I'll be planting a whole new batch of tomatoes here, and then I'll also be planting tomatoes over here. But here's a funny note: this little 20 by 20 garden puts off so much produce. I'm literally giving away bags of this stuff to neighbors. We had a new couple move in 2 doors down from California. And the first day they were here, I brought him a big bag of cucumbers and tomatoes, and he was thrilled because he loves tomatoes. And then today, Barb wasn't home, and I brought 2 big bags of cucumbers, zucchini, and squash to them. It had to be 20 pounds of produce. Barb, every single day I'm giving Barb cucumbers and tomatoes and something. Matter of fact, I gave her 12 pounds of tomatoes the other day, and she and her granddaughters were going to make salsa. I mean, it's just non-stop. It's just way more than we can possibly eat. There's just the 2 of us. So it's almost too much produce, to be honest. But it's been really fun. It's been a cool experiment. We've really done well with it. Click subscribe and watch the updates. Talk to you later. Doc.